What's good, YouTube? It's Brazy Plays back with another NBA 2K26 My Team video, and today we're going to go over the 3 more dark matters we added from the greatness set. So we'll just go ahead and get right into it. The 3 we were able to add so far, or I guess we added 4 so far, but we made a separate video on KG because I think he is by far the best one. But we added Larry Bird. He was one I was really excited about. We also added Steph Curry and Allen Iverson. Now, Allen Iverson, loved, one of my favorite players growing up, but obviously he is 6 foot, so he's pretty much unplayable. His release isn't too bad, but it's Allen Iverson. I mean, Steph Curry obviously plays over him, so that's kind of where that is. But it's still a free dark matter to add the team, and you can't. I was curious if you could exchange these, but you can't. So, but we're 1 card away from Dwayne Wade, which is Blake Griffin, basically. So we're really close to Blake Griffin, other than we need 500 more dunks. As much as I want to just play like triple threat and knock these out, I think I'm going to kind of just play modes I need to play now, and just let the 500 dunks come kind of naturally. I did unlock Daryl Dawkins, so I can do this challenge as well as the 15 dunks with him, so that'll knock out 2 of them. And then basically all we'll have to do is when we get 1,000, we'll get DeMar DeRozan, and we'll knock out the DeRozan dunks and the Nate Thurman dunks, and then we'll be done. Other than that, one of the things I'm kind of wanting to do, which I just now kind of realized that, so this 97 Wild Gems pack, we get a lot of Wild Gems cards from these different things. The problem is that most of the cards are all point guard, shooting guard. So, I think Larry Kenon can play small forward / power forward, but there's actually no power forward centers that aren't opals, and I don't really want to obviously waste an opal on this. So, I don't know if prices continue to drop on pink diamonds, I might buy a center, a power forward, because I was looking at the set, and overall, I mean, most of the cards are not that great. But if you do already have like an unsellable power forward that you're wanting to, and you've got those other pink diamonds and you want to exchange them, I mean, there's still some decent cards. Like, I feel like this Gordon Hayward would be pretty good. J.R. Smith, I feel like, would be decent. Jason Tatum would be probably one of the best ones. I think James Worthy's pretty good. Dennis Rodman's really good defensively, but obviously his 3-pointer is like a 70 or something like that. And then Dikembe can't really shoot, but he'd be a solid defending center. And then George Gervin might be one of, if not the best. So, I mean, for me, George Gervin would be great, or would play for me. J.R. Smith would play for me. Gordon Hayward would play for me. Worthy might. Tatum probably would. Even Jason Kidd, I would consider playing him over Steph Curry. Now, when we get Dwayne Wade will most likely play, but and Oscar Robertson too. So that's one of those things. Let me know if you guys are locking that in now that we got all these free pink diamond wild gems. Also, another thing I wanted to cover on the greatness set. So if you're not debating on not doing all these, the one thing I would recommend is a lot of these give you a lot of these random challenges give you rep. And we had double rep this whole weekend. I went from, I think I went from Amethyst 3 all the way to Diamond 1 already. So I got a ton of rep from just doing those challenges. So definitely would recommend, if you play offline here and there, or you're going for something online, I would at least try to knock some of those out. And I mean, at the end of the day, you'll get a free dark matter for it as well. And yeah, that's kind of that. Also, real quick, we did get a new locker code, which they actually did a really good job at kind of showing this in the challenges, so you don't really have to go look for it. But it's basically NBA-Pioneers. You get to pick one of these 3 old-time players, and then I think basically you do a challenge for this one, and then you do a challenge for a vintage basketball, and you get another one. So basically, you can get all 3 pink diamonds. They're not like game-breaking pink diamonds, but at the end of the day, I think this is a huge W by 2K. They're on a crazy run right now of giving us actual grindable stuff. Hopefully, they keep it up, and hopefully, maybe we get some some grindable packs. I think I love that when they do like the 90. If they would do like a 97 pack, or even a dark matter pack that we could all like do grinds for. So hopefully we maybe get that in the future, but I'm definitely not going to complain at all with getting the greatness set and that pioneers thing. And we're getting content on non-normal content days. Like we got this on a Wednesday and we got the pioneers on a Sunday. So those are not your typical Fridays and Tuesdays. So it makes me optimistic for the future of just different of the actual like content days. So hopefully we get some good stuff there. We'll jump into the training and look at Russell West, or we'll look at basically all these guys' release. So we got Steph in here, Allen Iverson, KG, and Larry Bird. And you also do get a bunch of good or decent Galaxy Opals and some pink diamonds that could play. I'll show you guys Allen Iverson. I'm sure not too many people are looking forward to Allen Iverson just because the height aspect. But I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of people are offline players. So if you're an offline player and we're a big fan of them, it's still a really cool card because you don't have to spend actual MT on it either. But I mean, he's got a good release. He's definitely not a bad card. We'll take a look at Larry Bird. I like Larry's release. I don't think it's the greatest. I think it's easy to time, but I have played a couple games with him, and I might make a gameplay with all of them. I might wait till I get Wade just to, because I feel like there's already a lot of gameplays on these cards, but I feel like people get like late or can get late contest on them compared to like, like a Russell Westbrook or a Steph Curry or some of these other cards. And KG's kind of the same way, but I don't know, Larry's feels a little bit worse than KG's even. But I mean, if he's open, still an easy shot to time. Really good defensively, really good rim running type cards. So overall, I've really liked having him in my team. And I'll show you. Oh, I haven't done Steph Curry yet, but I'll show you KG's in case you missed last video where we got him. KG's by far, I think, the best of these cards. He's amazing defensively. He made so many plays in the showdown games I played with him, and I have seen almost every game I played except maybe one or two. The other team also had Kevin Garnett, so it seems like he is the one that a lot of people have kind of went after. So get ready to see that card a lot. If you had not or have not grabbed him yet, I would highly recommend doing it. But Steph Curry's release is almost like too fast on, which I don't know what this might be. Let's just go to All-Star. I forget what Showdown's actually on. Let me know in the comments if you know what Showdown is actually on. But his release is like really quick. You have to, compared to a lot of the other releases this year, you have to like really be ready to flick forward, because that's kind of one of the things where like if you're like shooting with like Larry Bird or Kevin Garnett and then you go to shoot with Steph, sometimes it kind of catches you off guard because it's so fast. But he does not need much space to get open. I mean, and honestly, the games I played with him, I didn't play against a ton of great point guards, but I played against obviously the level 40 Russell Westbrook a lot, and he gave up a lot of like relatively easy points, but he actually held his own better than I expected, and I actually got some decent like paint stops with him and a couple like chase down blocks with him. So I think overall, until it gets to the point where everybody's running like a 6 to 6'10" point guard, like every game you're going to play that, I think he's going to be semi-usable. This is also that one of the pink diamonds, Earl Lloyd. I don't know if he's the best. He kind of like statistically looking, I thought he looked the best. His release seems actually solid, but yeah, I think he's probably a decent card. I think he's like 6'5" at shooting guard. So, at the end of the day, he's not anything crazy, but I think he could play for a decent amount of people still. So that's solid. Also, I wanted to go over some of the other cards we got from playing or doing these greatness challenges. So like this Halliburton, he's 6'5" with really good stats. His release isn't the greatest, but this is still a solid Galaxy Opal depending on your roster. If you let's say you only finish Larry and KG, and you have like level 40 Russ and you need a backup point guard, I don't think he's a terrible option. Another one, if you do just finish KG, this Gary Payton defensively is a really good card. He's got a decent jump shot, really good stats across the board. I think he is completely playable. Rashard Lewis has one of, I think, the worst releases. Even just playing, like when I needed to get 23s with him, even on rookie, I was like mistiming it. I don't think he's really playable. But if Bob Pettit, his release is amazing. He is a little undersized at power forward, but I think this is a card that I would definitely hold on to. I wouldn't exchange this right now for, like the Wild Gems pack. I do think he's one of the better Wild Gems Galaxy Opals. So if you need a backup power forward and you're kind of okay running someone who's a little undersized, I think this is a great option. Havlicek, I think, is good. I just think he's a little undersized as well. Bob Cousy, probably don't want to run him. Rick Barry, I kind of the same thing. I don't really think he's somebody that would make it to my team, but he's still not a bad card. Drazen Petrovic has a really good shot, or at least offline. I haven't played with a lot of these cards online, so it's kind of hard to tell sometimes. And then other ones that were decent, there was a Brook Lopez that's pretty good. I'm trying to find him. This Brook Lopez, I thought his release offline looked great. He's 7'1". He's got a 93 3 ball. I'm debating putting him back into my lineup. I ran him for a couple games. Dennis Rodman, I don't think he's the greatest card, but he does have a 72 3 ball, probably insanely good defensive stats, and he is small forward eligible. But I think like arguably the best card out of all the cards that we got was this Hidden Gems Connie Hawkins. He's got a great release. He's 6'8" at small forward. Great player build. He looks huge on the court, and he's got 92 speed and 87 speed with ball. So kind of someone who I think can match up decent with like a LeBron or somebody like that, or maybe kind of like a budget type LeBron. So I think, and Sean Elliott too. There's a bunch of cards that I haven't thought about, but Sean Elliott. I was I was looking for a new shooting guard. I have a Min Thompson in now. I replaced Anthony Edwards with him, and I think Sean Elliott, I might give him a shot as well. But we also got DeMarcus Cousins, who's pretty good. Let me know if you guys are using some of these other cards that, aren't the main headlines, and let me know which ones, if there's any that I'm missing. We also got a ton of Wild Gems that are probably decent. I know... Trying to think, is it Herb Jones? This is also a solid budget card, especially if you just need a defensive wing to put next to Curry. But overall, I think that's like the best part about this set. And if you're a new player, this is a amazing set to do, because this will help you in Gauntlet and future seasons. You're going to get so many cards to use just for like Gauntlet challenges. Eventually, we're going to probably get the playoff spotlight sims, and you're going to need like 10 to 13 players for certain teams, all the playoff teams. So that's something that you might want to keep in mind in the future if you get a bunch of unsellable cards and, your collector level goes up. And like I said, you get a bunch of rep. I came out with, I think I started maybe under 10 million or right at 10 million when this came out. And I've got 10.5 million, and all I've really played was those challenges. So, I got a ton of MT from that. But I think that's all we got for today. I think I covered basically everything, but yeah, make sure you go get that locker code and let me know basically how many of the greatness cards you guys have gotten, if you've got DWADE, if you like him, because I've heard kind of mixed reviews on him. But as always, guys, thank you guys so much for the support, and tune in to the next video.